welcome back to Mishmas. Today I have got a very requested video. I'm going to be talking about my most used skincare of 2023. It's a little bit different than my all-time favorite skincare, but I have developed some all-time favorites this past year. One is going to be pretty shocking, so definitely stay tuned. But what I wanted to do this morning was just talk about a giveaway. Just to give you a little bit of background, I've done giveaways in the past with the PR that I've received that I know I'm never going to get to. Sometimes I've gone out and purchased things, beauty-related things, given those out. And it's always really, really fun for me. I love giving back to you guys. However, I have always run into a little bit of an issue, not always, sometimes I've run into a little bit of an issue. And so I've been thinking long and hard about how I wanted to do a giveaway this year. I've gotten to the point where I like doing one big one. It just seems a little bit more meaningful than just a whole bunch of little ones. And I thought, okay, well, let's see what I get in PR. Maybe there's something that I can re-gift. One year there was a big La Mer gift box that came. I was like, I have La Mer, so let's share the love. And then one year I went out and I got a little Prada cosmetics bag, and I was so excited. And I did the giveaway, and Nancy, one of my viewers, won that. So sweet. I still follow her on Instagram. She has a lovely family. And the package got lost, and I was beside myself. I thought, oh my God, Nancy probably thinks I'm some fraud. I sent her the receipt, all these things. And I said, let's just, she was so patient. I was like, let's just wait. It's the holidays. Maybe it'll show up in a week or two. It never showed up. It was just a goner. So I sent her the money equivalent of it. And she went out, she bought, she's like, I promise I'll get a bag with it. And I was like, well, you can do whatever you want with your money, but at least try and spoil yourself. And so she did. She ended up going out and getting a bag, and she took a picture of it or whatever. It's just so cute. So because of that and doing giveaways on YouTube, it just brings out so many weirdos, for lack of a better word, in the comments. They try and scam you guys. I just can't stand it. So that's why I don't even put giveaway in the title anymore. I know that attracts a lot of attention. I'd probably get a lot more views because of that, blah, 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 but I don't care. I just don't want that kind of attention. So for those of you who are watching this, you guys know that a giveaway is about to happen. So what I want to do is just give away $500 to one person. And the easiest for me would be PayPal or Venmo. That would just be very simple, electronic. But I do want to make sure that this is open internationally. And I know, I don't think international folks use PayPal or Venmo. I think they're kind of the same thing anyway. So we'll just figure it out. This is the first time I'm giving away cash. So we'll just figure it out. If you are international and you end up winning, we'll just communicate. Maybe I can just wire you the money. Maybe I can just write a check out to you if it comes to that, a cashier's check. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out. But if you are here in the States, PayPal and Venmo would be great. But anyone out there, we will just figure it out. So that is what I am giving away this year. $500 cash. And I know it's a little bit late in the game, but hopefully if we are able to transfer this money electronically, you'll get it in time, and maybe that'll help with Christmas shopping. If not, it'll help with shopping afterwards, maybe possibly for yourself, hopefully for yourself. I really want this money to help you out in whichever way it is, whether you want to spoil yourself, whether you want to put it towards groceries, whatever it is. But that just seemed, I don't know, it just seems more meaningful. I don't want to just keep passing around PR that you may or may not use. And I also don't want to run the risk of the package getting lost. That was, oh my God, that really broke my heart. that package was lost. So anyway, that's what we're doing. And I'm going to put the information on how to enter down below. It's pretty simple. You have to subscribe to my newsletter on my blog. The second one is to follow me on Instagram. And then the third, which is really, really, really much appreciated, but not a requirement, is also to subscribe to me here on YouTube. Those are the three things. And again, I'll leave all of the information down below in the description box. You just click on the title area of the video. So that's right below where you're watching me. Click there, and then you'll see the word ... more, and that'll expand the description box. And that's where you'll see all the links to everything that I talk about. Because a lot of you also ask me oh, what pajamas are these? What's the mug that you're drinking out of? All of that information, it's down below in the description box. So the full instructions and like when this giveaway is going to end and all of that stuff are going to be down below in the description box. So the giveaway is for $500. And again, if you don't have PayPal or Venmo, we'll communicate and figure out how to get that money to you. I think people also use Cash App, which I think I have. I just don't use that often, but we can figure that out as well. You get my drift. You get my drift. I will get the money to you some way, somehow. So that's what we're doing today. This is going to be a really long video. I'm not going to talk about everything that I tried. I'm going to talk about my most used things from this past year, but this is going to be a really long video. So anyway, let's open up these advent calendars and get into this vlog. All right, day 20. Can you guys believe it's day 20? I can't believe it. Here, yeah, right, oops, here. Ooh, the Nectarine Blossom and Honey Cologne, one of their classics. All right, décolleté. Oh, what have we got today? Oh, it's over here, upper right-hand corner. We've got Kimono Yui perfumed hand cream. Oh, what does this smell like? Is it sealed? It's more floral than the other kimono. What was it? Suya, I think? Okay, day 20. Over here, we've got, oh my gosh, the Velvet Sleeping Mask. This is my favorite face mask. You guys know, I've been going on and on about this mask for years. Oh, I love it. Okay. Wait, I just like temporarily forgot what day we're doing. Wow. Okay. Ooh, Mon Paris. The EDP. Let's look at this little bottle. Oh, look at this little bottle. I love it. I don't think I know what this smells like. Oh, very pretty. Very, very sweet. Very pretty. All right. Last for day 20. Over here, it is the Tam Dough, and I forget what this one smells like, but I remember really enjoying it. Oh yeah, this one has a really, like, it smells like, kind of like fresh cut grass in a way. Yeah, it's very herbal. Well, I thought I would do the rest of this Mishmas vlog barefaced because we're gonna be talking about my most used skincare of 2023. Now, most used doesn't mean favorite. It just means these were the ones that I feel like I did a deep dive into, and I can give you some really insightful feedback and thoughts on all of these things. There is one product that has reigned over everything. It is now one of my new favorites, and we will definitely get to that. I also have one kind of disappointing product, which we'll talk about as well, because I did use that for a while and didn't realize what was going on. So we'll talk about that. So this is a very daunting video for me to make because I play with a lot of skincare. There are products that I feel like I carried from beginning of the year to the end of the year till now. But I had to test some things in between or whatever. It's just gathering all of my thoughts surrounding all of these products. And it's just, you know, it's just different. It's more daunting than like makeup, because makeup I feel like you can put on a couple of times and get a really, really good sense whether or not you're gonna like it. And when it comes to skincare, that is just not the case. I feel like there's a very strong seasonality for me regarding skincare. In the summertime, I like very specific products. In the wintertime, fall, I like very specific products. There's daytime, there's nighttime. So I'm gonna try and get through this as succinctly as possible, but I do get the feeling this is gonna be a really long video. I did make some notes because I had to, and let me see if I can find it. Let's see, most used skincare, here we go. Wow, this is a long list. And I'm gonna end this video with devices that I've used. You guys will probably know which devices I'm talking about, but there's 3 devices that I use very consistently, and I just enjoy them very much. 2 of them I've been using consistently for a very long time. 1 is fairly new to me. So before we get into like the meat of this video, I just want to get all the particulars out of the way. I am 50 years old. I have dry skin. I have suffered from eczema, but that is one thing that age has really helped with. I think a lot of skin issues are hormone related, and now that I'm slowly dying inside, they've calmed down, and now my eczema is basically gone. So I couldn't be happier. I've always had to be really, really careful with ingredients and things like that. I've been able, especially this last year, I've been able to get more lax about that. I've been able to use, at least occasionally, some acids and things like that. So I'm really excited about that. The other thing I want to mention is I am not a dermatologist. I'm not an esthetician. I'm simply sharing with you my experience when it comes to skincare. So there are a few things that I've used up that I've thrown away that I will be mentioning. So I don't have them to show you, but I will put a picture of them up there for you. I think that is all I wanted to mention before I got into this. All right, so I think let's start with cleansers, right? Let's start from the very beginning. So makeup remover, you guys have heard me talk about this product a gazillion times. I travel with it. I have bottle after bottle of this. This is basically the only makeup remover I ever use, and it's the Kogendo Cleansing Spa Water. This is the Gigunda bottle that I have of it now. It's so big, it has a pump top. I also have the cleansing wipes version. This is what I travel with. Sometimes I will travel with, they have like small bottles of this. I will travel with that as well. This is, to me, the most effective makeup remover I've come across that is not oily. It also doesn't leave any kind of film on my skin, and I have found with other makeup wipes, like the Almay wipes that I use for swatches and stuff. I've even tried like Neutrogena wipes when I've been traveling and I need to pick some up. I've picked up the Neutrogena wipes. All of those leave a little bit of a film on my skin. Even the Bioderma, what is it called? Biosense. It's in that clear bottle with the pink top. Anyway, I've tried that. It leaves a film on my skin. This completely disappears as you're removing your makeup. And while this probably isn't quite as effective as like a biphasal for like waterproof eye makeup, it will eventually get that waterproof eye makeup off. I just have to leave the cotton pad with that soaked on it on my eyes for like a little bit longer than I do with one of those like oil-based removers. But it does the job. It just takes a little bit longer. I don't feel like I need to like, you know, rub my eyes or do anything terribly rough or violent with my eyes to get waterproof makeup off with this makeup remover. So you guys have heard me talk about this for years and years. I've been using this long before I even started YouTube. This was something I came across at Barney's, RIP, and yeah, I love it. I've been using it ever since. So that's the Cleansing Spa Water. Absolutely the most used makeup remover of 2023, no doubt. Beyond makeup removers, I have a lot of products for each category. So let's move on to cleansers. And one cleanser I want to talk about is this one from Tata Harper. This is the Super Kind Refining Cleanser. I think this was remarketed because I really liked the previous version of this, and then I thought they discontinued it, and I was a little upset. I didn't know what to do, but it's now part of the Super Kind line, and it's called a refining cleanser because it has little bits in there, so it helps exfoliate your skin while you're cleansing it. I really enjoy that. Because I have dry skin, I feel like I have a lot of flakiness at times. And because of my sensitivity, I can't really use strong chemicals to like exfoliate my skin. I have to use a physical exfoliator. So this really just hits the mark for me. It has a citrusy scent, which I really love. It just wakes me up. It also just smells really clean to me, and I really, really enjoy this. Now, this is not a cleanser I use every day because it has those bits in there. This is probably one that I use, I don't know, maybe once or twice a week. I do also like pairing it with, and you guys have seen me do this routine, the Radiance Mask. So this mask has like natural exfoliants in there. And this as a combination is really, really great. I probably do that no more than once a week. I just use the cleanser all over my face. I leave it on, I don't rinse it off, and then I add the mask on, and it just leaves my skin glowing. I leave it on for like 5-10 minutes. It doesn't take long. And then I rinse it all off, and my skin really feels soft. It definitely looks very, very radiant. So yeah, anyway, just wanted to mention that Radiance Mask, even though we're talking about cleansers, but this I'll use on its own as a cleanser like once or twice a week. And I really, really enjoy it. So this is the so gross, sorry. This is the cleanser that is currently in my shower. This is the Make Beauty Succulent Skin Wash. It's a serum weight cleanser. So it has like a little bit of thickness to it, almost like a jelly in a way, or a mix between like a jelly and a gel. And it's great. I love it in the shower. I don't use it necessarily after I remove makeup. I'll talk about those cleanser in just a bit. But this is a really great kind of like first step cleanser in the mornings. It's just great like after I work out at the gym, I'm like a little sweaty or whatever. This is great for that. Another cleanser I like in the mornings is this one from Grown Alchemist. This is the Hydra Restore Cream Cleanser. Also straight out of the shower, really disgusting. And this one is creamy. It feels like a lotion when it comes out. And when I feel like, I don't know, my skin is just reactive, it's behaving a little bit more sensitive than usual, I'll use something like this. So very, very gentle, very nice. Again, really great like first cleanse of the day cleanser. So that's the Grown Alchemist one. And then this is my one kind of disappointing product, I have to say. This is the Dior La Mousse Off On Cleanser. Now, when I first used this, I loved it. I was like, oh, this is great. My skin was really smooth. It was definitely very clean. And the first thing that put me off was the fragrance. It is very, very fragrant, and it lingers. So it's not like once you rinse it off, it's gone. The fragrance lingers for a while. And I thought, well, if it's a great cleanser, I'll deal with it. But after using this, like morning after morning, I started to notice like little white bumps around my nose, which is not unusual. I have larger pores around my nose. This is the oilier part of my face. If I do break out, it's usually around my nose, or get little, sorry, not to be gross, get like little whiteheads, I'll get them there. So I really didn't think much of it, but I thought, what is going on? Because I really hadn't gotten that in a while. And this was the only kind of like new thing I had introduced into my routine at that point, but I thought, it can't be that, I really like this. And so I think I went away or something, but for whatever reason, I started using a different cleanser and they went away. And then I started using this again and they came back and I was like, it is this. So I really liked it in the beginning, but it turned on me. It turned on me. So this was kind of a disappointment. Now, cleansing balms. That is the type of cleanser that I use at the end of the day. So I'll use the makeup remover, the Kogendo Cleansing Spa Water, and then I will, spread a balm all over my face, and then I'll wipe that off with a damp washcloth. The one that ruled this year by far is the Tatcha Indigo Cleansing Balm. I've used it up, I don't have it anymore, but it looks like it comes in a smaller version of a jar like this, like a little bit flatter. This is their Indigo Body Cream, body butter, which I believe has been discontinued, and this is done. This is so sad. Is that not the saddest thing you've ever seen? Anyway, the Indigo Cleansing Balm, amazing. It's fragrance-free, it was very effective, it just has the right texture to me. There's a lot of cleansing balms that are very oily, which I don't like. I feel like it gets very messy. I feel like it gets into my eyes, which is uncomfortable, and I get that cloudy vision thing. Don't like it. And then actually I'm using one that it's quite nice. And at first I thought I would really enjoy the fact that, I think you can see it, that it has little bits in there. So this is the Mila Morrissey Cleansing Balm. It smells wonderful. It's a great cleanser. It feels great, but it has those little bits in there which I think are meant to exfoliate. So again, I thought, great. I love anything with a physical exfoliant in there. Just adds a little bit of like a buffing shine to my skin. Love it. However, the little bits kind of linger. I kind of have to like pick them off. I use a damp washcloth and I will actually wipe away everything. So you'd think I'd be able to wipe away those little bits, but I'll find some like, in my hair. Sometimes I'll find some in my eyebrow, or as I'm putting like my skincare on afterwards, I'm like, what is this? And it'll just be like a little piece left over. So not my favorite. The Tatcha Indigo Cleansing Balm does not have that. It's a very smooth balm. And like I said, it breaks down into something very rich so that it's not too loose, too oily, too messy. And I really love it. The other cleanser that I don't have, because I used it up, that I like to use at night, kind of like a cleansing balm, is the Lisa Eldridge cleanser. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the full name. Of course, I'll link to everything down below. But her cleanser had this ooey gooey goodness to it. So it was a very thick kind of cleanser. It emulsified a little bit. You could see that happening kind of on your skin. But it just left my skin feeling so soft and clean all at the same time. And it has this This is gonna sound bad, but I really like it because it kind of gripped your skin. Again, I don't like really messy cleansers. It is very slimy. So like when I would spread it on my skin, again, it wouldn't like run or I'd feel like I was getting it into my eyes or anything like that. It just had a really nice texture and it was very effective and my skin felt great afterwards. So that is another nighttime cleanser that I really, really enjoyed. Okay, let's move on to tonics. So every once in a while after I wash my face, I will use some toner or a tonic water. And I like that because I find it just kind of like balances out my skin. It kind of gives me a fresh start to the rest of my skincare, kind of between like the cleanser and, you know, the creams and the serums and all of that. You guys have heard me talk about La Mer. This is the tonic. And I love this particular toner because it just leaves my skin feeling like my skin. It doesn't feel any extra moisturized. It doesn't feel tight or dry, which if you have dry skin, that's like the worst feeling in the entire world when your skin starts to feel tight. It doesn't feel tight, which a lot of toners leave my skin feeling. And La Mer actually considers this like an extra or last step to cleaning. And so if you use like a cotton pad and maybe, you know, you just had a lot of makeup on or something and your regular cleanser didn't quite work, this will take off any extra stuff. So I do like using that as like an extra step after I cleanse if I do feel like maybe I have a little bit something left. In terms of other toners that I like to use, I just like them because I like face sprays, I like mists, I like that really fresh feeling, especially after I cleanse my face. It's almost like a reset. So I've been using, as you can see, the Surat Hinoki Face Mist. This is incredible. Hinoki is a Japanese cypress, so you have a very earthy scent to this. It just, I don't know, I don't want to say it like brightens up my skin, but it brightens up my mood, I guess, when I put this on my face. It just feels great. It feels really, really refreshing. The other mist that I love that I actually had to grab from my bedside table is the Amorvitsa Queen of Hungary Mist. This one I like to use, I will use after I cleanse, but I tend to prefer the Surat to that just because it's a little bit fresher. This one I like to spray just on my face, you know, throughout the day. This one I like to use if I feel like maybe I went a little overboard with powder. The loose powder step, I'll spray a little bit of this on my face. I do keep this on my bedside. I like to spray my face just right before I go to bed. Or I'll spray this on my face like first thing if I feel like the heat's just been on me all night. In fact, I think I'll spray some right now. It has a great spritzer. It's very fine. It smells wonderful. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful mist. It does feel a little bit more moisturizing than the Surat. The Surat really feels like water on your face, like a splash of cold water on your face, where the Queen of Hungary feels a little bit more soothing, a little bit more moisturizing. So anyway, I like those face mists, but this is the one that I like to use as toner. Serums, my God, I used a lot of serums this year. So I'm gonna be talking about, oh my gosh, no, I'm gonna be talking about 7 of them, 7 serums, and these are actually done. Okay. Where should I start? Okay, let me talk about the serums that aren't here. So first, the Kier Weiss, the beautiful, I think it's called the Beautiful Hydration Serum. That serum I loved, I still love. It is a beautiful serum. It made my skin very, very smooth, and it made my skin feel very healthy. Just really, really healthy. I went through that bottle lickety split probably within less than a month. So that was in and out of my life really quickly, but man, did I feel like it made a difference. And in fact, I feel like I made a whole video about it anyway, and I think that was back in May or so. I'll leave a link to it down below in my description box if you're interested in taking a look at what that serum did to my skin. But it really just made my skin feel really, really healthy. It was one of those, it was a very nourishing kind of serum. And serums for me, I tend to just like that extra boost of hydration because I do have such dry skin. But there are definitely some serums that do it better than others. Yeah, these are done. I kept these bottles because they're refillable, but I've just been playing around with all these different serums. Anyway, This Shiseido serum, this is the Bio Performance Full Expansion Serum, and then this is the Infill Serum. So I wonder if there's like one name for both of these. You're supposed to use them together. I went to the Shiseido launch for this in New York in January for this product. Now, you're meant to use the night serum and then the day serum. So this is the first step, and then this is the second step. The night serum has some, I think, lactic acid in there, which historically was an ingredient that I could not use. So I would use the night serum and then the day serum at most like twice a week. And it really, I felt like it plumped up my skin from underneath. It really kind of like filled out the lines really beautifully. I wish this was a serum I could use every single day, but I just didn't want to basically push my luck when it came to the lactic acid. If you don't have a sensitivity to lactic acid, I would highly, highly recommend this duo. Again, the night is the first step, and then this serum for the daytime, it basically goes in and plumps up the night ingredients. It like literally plumps them up. And Shiseido has been researching and working with hyaluronic acid. They're like the first company to really dive deep into hyaluronic acid in terms of skincare, and they've done the most research on it. They are basically the pioneers of hyaluronic acid in terms of skincare, and you can see it in this serum. So this was a great, great serum, especially if you want to like plump up fine lines and things. And then these were my two serums for, I dented this. I dented this poor Westman Atelier container, probably because I travel with it quite a bit. Anyway, these are the two serums that I used in the warmer months because these are, I want to say, the lightest weight serums that I have. So this is the Tatcha, the Silk Serum, and this is the Westman Atelier Skin Activator Serum. And like I said, these are both very light. I think they did a great job just kind of keeping my skin moisturized, but not overly moisturized in the warmer months where I'm sweating, my T-zone is like a little bit oilier than usual. It just did a really, really good job, kind of like balancing out my skin. It was a really lovely like step before moisturization for my dry skin, but I just don't need quite as much in the summertime. Kind of depends. The air conditioning kind of throws off the moisture levels in my skin, things like that. But generally in the summertime, my skin doesn't need quite as much moisture as it does in the wintertime. So these were both really, really perfect. Now there's two serums that I can use all year round, from winter through summer into fall, not a problem. I have used both up, so I'm gonna have to flash pictures of them up here. One is the Clé de Peau serum. Can't remember the name, but I loved that serum. That was a great, like all around kind of serum. I felt like it did a good job moisturizing. It did a good job smoothing. It did a really good job plumping up my skin. It was, it never really interfered with my moisturizer or anything like that. And it had like this really nice, like thin lotion kind of consistency. So I felt like it was absorbed quickly. It just was like a really good job. It's just a great all around, kind of like an all-star kind of serum. So that's the Clé de Peau one. Again, I will pop a picture of it up here and leave the information down below in my description box. I wish I could remember the name. Just so many things. Okay, the other serum that I loved, that I've used up, is the Sicily serum, and it is the brightening serum. My God, again, I'll put a picture up here. I'll link it down below. This one comes in a fairly small bottle, but it's like a concentrate. I need just a little bit of this serum. I think the main ingredient in this serum is niacinamide. There's of course a bunch of other things, but it is very potent. And whenever I use this particular serum, I immediately, I mean, even before I go to bed, I immediately see a difference in my skin. The niacinamide will like shrink my pores immediately. It smooths out my skin here where I have the most texture. Again, immediately. It is really like a concentrated version of a serum. Now, I know some people have like sensitivity to niacinamide. I do feel like sometimes it's irritating to some people, at least I've seen in your comments. If that is the case, I probably would not go with this serum. I don't, of all things, don't have a sensitivity to niacinamide. It really, really, I think my skin really likes it. And it just does a wonderful job, just like kind of evening out your skin tone, smoothing things out, getting rid of texture, like all of those things. It's incredible. Again, I wish I could remember the full name, but it's like the Sicily brightening serum. Okay, now the serum I've been using lately that I love. And I'm gonna kind of round this out and talk about my current skincare routine because I do think it has been phenomenal. I don't think my skin has ever looked this good. And in fact, I saw my mom a couple weeks ago and she looked at me, she was like, you know, Michelle, you've never looked better. She's like, you look better now than you did when you were in your 20s. And I was like, wow, thanks, Mom. But she said my skin just looks so smooth, so even, no darkness underneath my eyes, no fine lines. Anyway, this is definitely part of the reason for it, for sure. This is the Dior Prestige Le Nectar Premier Serum. This bottle is giant, but it's because this is refillable. I don't know if you can see that center thing, that pulls out. It has a creamy kind of texture, so it's a little bit thicker than the Clé de Peau. This is probably the thickest serum. It's almost like a lotion. It's the thickest serum out of all the ones that I'm talking about. It is stupendous. I started using it and I was like, okay, we'll see. I could see a difference in my skin, again, along with the other things that I have been using currently. But this serum, incredible, absolutely incredible. So I just wanted to read a little bit about this serum off of the Dior website. It is meant to target 3 key age dimensions: volume, texture, and radiance. It delivers skin revitalization and helps correct 100% of visible age dimensions. Plumpness, smoothness, and radiance. Skin is visibly younger. Skin feels lifted, contoured, it's reshaped. And like I mentioned, I found the texture of this particular serum to be the creamiest, a little bit thicker than all the other ones. The texture perfectly combines softness, richness, and absorption. This delicate balance was achieved through 147 formula tests and 7 temperature-controlled formulation steps. So the key ingredient apparently is the Rose de Granville bud. This has a slight rose scent, but it is very, very slight. It's unlike their cleanser where it just lingered. This dissipates very quickly. I don't feel like I smell it, although the cream I put on top of it also has a slight rose scent. So it's all very, very subtle. It doesn't bother me. I don't go to bed feeling like I smell it all the time, but there is a rose fragrance to this. This serum does everything that they're stating. The plumpness, the softness, the texture, all of it. I feel like my skin is so smooth. I feel like all of my fine lines are gone. It is absolutely incredible. This is definitely one contributing factor to that. So those are all of the serums that I used the most this year and sort of my very long hot takes on them. I really liked all of these serums. I think if you want something that is just purely anti-aging, I would go with this Dior Prestige. It really is incredible. I've been using this pretty much nonstop for the past two or 3 months, 2.5 months at this point. I would say 2.5 months. It really is incredible. Incredible. All right, so wow, I jumped right into serum. I didn't even talk about lotions. So I have 2 lotions to talk about. Now, lotion is the step that I do after toner. Basically preps your skin for the rest of its skincare. It adds a little something to your skincare if you need a little bump in moisture. You guys have heard me talk about the Sisley Essential Skincare Lotion for years now. This has always made a huge difference in my entire skincare routine. I feel like if I don't use a lotion, I'm just applying serums and oils and moisturizers just onto a raw piece of canvas. It's gesso. It needs to be primed with something. So this has always been really wonderful. This is a very lightweight, feels like a lightweight kind of thin serum. It has that kind of texture to it, a little runny. And so it absorbs really, really quickly. And again, it just primes my skin for all of the rest of the skincare to come. And I think it really helps amp up the rest of my skincare. So I've used this very consistently for years, continue to do so. But this past year, La Mer sent me the treatment lotion. This has, as you can see, a very thin texture. So I kind of have to, do this to get it out onto my palm. But it's almost like a thin, oily gel kind of texture. So there's a little something to it. It's a little bit more than just water. I've been using this because this I find to not only prep my skin and do all the things that the Sisley does, but it adds a real big boost of moisture to my skin. And I definitely need this in the wintertime. Like I've been saying, with all the heat and the cooler air outside, this has been incredible. So I've been using this alongside that Dior Prestige serum. Great combo, really, really great combo. If you feel like you need plumping to your skin, this is very, very plumping. So I've really been enjoying this. I will never give up this Sicilier, but in my mind, I'm starting to think of this more as like a spring, summer lotion, and the La Mer treatment lotion as like my fall, winter. So those are the lotions that I've been using. We talked about, let's see, cleansers, serums. Oh my goodness, sorry, there's one more serum I want to talk about. I use this, and I forgot because I don't use it every single day. I use it like once or twice a week, and it is one of the few retinol products that I can use. And I'm talking about Exponent Beauty. How could I have forgotten? Oh, probably because it's hiding behind this box of mine. So it is, Exponent Beauty is such an interesting company because what they're telling us is that skincare starts to deteriorate as soon as all of the ingredients are combined. And so what they've done is they've kept the active ingredients basically separate. So what you have in the base here is like this hyaluronic activator, and then you can use a globe on top. Where's my globe? Hold on. Here is my globe. Here is the base. So the base has, like I said, the hyaluronic activator, and then this contains, do you see the blue in there? It contains the powder for whichever serum you're looking to use. So I like their retinol as their Time Rewind retinol, which comes in this navy blue. They have like CoQ10, they have resveratrol, they have, I think, 5 different kinds of powders or serums that you can use. So anyway, what you do is you just, I don't want to waste any, but you like turn it, the powder comes out of here, the gel, the hyaluronic gel basically comes up from here. You mix the two together, and so you're basically using skincare at its highest potency. So it's a really, really smart design. It's a great concept for a skincare brand. And even though it is the most potent version of retinol, I can use it. I don't use it every day. I probably use this twice a week. I use it at night, and it's wonderful, wonderful. Like I said, I have very sensitive skin, and I typically have not been able to use any retinols. My skin just becomes very, very, almost like burned when I've used it in the past. So this is one product. There's another product in here I'm going to talk about that I can use, but this has been like a total game changer. I was so excited that I could use this particular retinol. And if you check out the Exponent site, they even have like a version of like a smaller, like a whole smaller version of this. So basically it's travel friendly, because that was like one of my issues. Whenever I traveled, I never packed this. But now they have like a travel friendly like little guy that you can like pump out the hyaluronic activator and the powders. So very, very cool. And I think we're gonna be seeing a lot more of this company in the future, because yeah, what they're doing is really, really great. All of their packaging is like refillable, recyclable, all those things. They put a lot of thought into every single aspect of this brand. So not just the products, but also the packaging and the marketing and all of that. So really, really wonderful. Anyway, had to mention this serum. I can't believe I forgot, but it was because it was hiding. Okay, wow, I really did go through like a lot of serums this year. So, okay, let's move on to moisturizers. So there's 2 that I used the most. Of course, there were other ones that I used throughout the year for testing purposes or whatever. So I did not use these completely uninterrupted, but these were the 2 that I used by far the most. And I'm clumping La Mer into one, because it's not like I use more than one at a time, if that makes sense. So the moisturizing soft lotion, which is the lightest one out of the ones I'm going to talk about, the moisturizing soft cream, which is in the middle, and then the moisturizing cream. So the moisturizing cream is like the OG. This is the one that I use if I do feel like maybe my skin has gotten irritated. Maybe I tested something and it did end up irritating my skin. I like to go in with like the moisturizing cream. Or if I have burned my skin, which I've done with like curling irons and things, I like to put this on it. The moisturizing soft cream, I like for, let's say, for example, like during the summertime when my skin is a little bit oilier, it's not quite as dry, I'll use this as like a night cream, and I'll use the moisturizing soft lotion as like my day moisturizer. La Mer for me is very healing. I find that I use it and that I reach for it and I think of it as something when I feel like my skin maybe feels a little busted, when not necessarily I'm trying to get rid of fine lines or wrinkles, which it does for sure, but when I just feel like I need to heal, when I feel like maybe I aggressively exfoliated a little bit too much, that happens. Like I said, I test a lot of products. They don't all work out. I'll go in with my La Mer and my skin will be healed within a couple of days. Or if I've gotten a bit too much sun, which happens here in Vegas quite a bit, I'll use La Mer. So La Mer for me it's like my old friend. And if you guys are new to my channel, you probably have not heard me talk about the fact that I've been using La Mer since I was in my mid-20s. So about 25 years now. And I started using it because of my eczema. I did not want to keep using steroid creams. I did not want to just keep going back to the dermatologist. I wanted something over the counter that would work. And I tried it all. I tried from Nivea to Vaseline to, all sorts of things. And the only product that helped over the counter was La Mer. It kept my eczema at bay. If I had, now I'm not talking about like a huge weeping, gross like eczema patch, then I would have to have a steroid cream. That is just beyond help. You need the big guns at that point. But if I had like, a dry scaly patch sort of turn up, I would get it on my upper lip, I would get it on my cheeks, I get it a lot on my eyelids here and like between my brows and in my eyebrows, along my hairline here, on my forehead, just basically all over. But I had like hot spots for sure. And I would start with, you'd feel like the roughness, you'd feel like the tightness in your skin. Anyone who suffers from eczema, you know what I'm talking about. You just start to feel it all of a sudden. And then if you let that go, it starts to get red and it starts to flake off. It's like right before it starts weeping. If I got it before it starts weeping and I would just put like a thick layer of La Mer on it, it would go away. It worked for me. They don't claim that it helps eczema. It's just something that I discovered, and I used jar after jar. I almost said bottle. Jar after jar of the moisturizing cream, the OG cream from La Mer. I don't even know how many I've been through because like I said, I've used this for 25 years, but this was such a lifesaver for me. And I just love, I'm a huge, huge La Mer lover, if you don't already know. So anyway, that is La Mer. That will always probably be in like my most used skincare. However, you just heard me talk about how I don't suffer from eczema that much anymore. My skin doesn't feel as busted as it has in the past. And so I have felt more comfortable kind of branching out and using different creams and things. And I've used a lot in the past that I like, but over this past year, the one cream that I've used that I feel like has completely transformed my skin, and I say this wholeheartedly, I feel like this has turned back the hands of time. You've heard me say on this channel, I am happy with skincare that just freezes time in place. I don't need it to turn back the hands of time. I just need it to freeze me in time. But this, I feel like, has turned back the hands of time. And when my mother told me that I look better now than I did when I was younger, I told her that it was this cream. So now she wants a jar of this. This is the Clé de Peau Synactive Cream. Now, I was skeptical. Clé de Peau did send this to me. However, I have another one on the way that I ordered myself because this is pretty much done. When I basically hit pan in this jar, I was like, oh, no, no. So I have been using this for the past, I want to say 4 or 5 months. Again, interrupted because I've tested some other things out, etc. However, this has been the common thread in terms of moisturizer, especially night cream, for the past 4 or 5 months. I feel like I've gotten a lot of compliments on my skin this past half year, maybe from like July on. And I think especially because I celebrated my 50th birthday, I think you guys, thank you so much. Your compliments are lovely and wonderful. But so many of you have inquired like, wow, Michelle, your skin looks really good. What's going on? What are you using? Are you using anything different? This is the answer. This has been really a game changer, absolutely turning back the hands of time. I was developing fine lines here just from smiling. They're gone, totally gone. I'll get in close, I'll get in creepy close. I mean, I have them when I actually smile, when I'm actually crinkling my face, but nothing is left there. Just really, really stupendous. So what I will tell you is my current skincare routine. It's the La Mer treatment lotion. It is the Dior Le Nectar Premier Serum and this face cream. The combination of those three things, but I will give most of the credit to this, has really, really changed my skin. Absolutely. Again, La Mer is great for protecting my skin, for healing it, but this has really turned back the hands of time. I am really shocked when Clé de Peau sent this to me. I was like, oh, okay, I'll give this a shot. I put it on, I used it, I had to test something out, I remember. I really missed it. I was like, oh, my skin was feeling really good with that. Went back to using this and was able to use it consistently for about a month. And I was like, wow, my skin's looking like really, really good. And I hadn't changed anything else, you know, still using all of my things, but I hadn't really introduced anything new or done anything differently except for that cream. I am so impressed, so impressed with that cream. Like I said, I have another jar of this coming already because I can't live without this now. I think this is basically, I'm not gonna say Botox because it's not gonna freeze your face, but I would say this is like fillers in a jar because it literally gets rid of fine lines, wrinkles, smooths out my skin. The texture of my skin has never been better. This has been everything. Absolutely everything. So I'm just on their site. It says it's a highly potent anti-aging cream that harnesses skin's nighttime rhythm and the benefits of lymphatic massage to support purification and regeneration for skin that looks dramatically firmer and resculpted. I do use this at night, but I have to tell you, I got so hooked on this cream that I've been using it during the day too. I'm using it day and night. Powerfully enhances skin's ability to purify and regenerate itself, helping to reverse and prevent signs of aging. This is the first time I've honestly believed that a product has actually reversed signs of aging. Not just, like I said, not just freeze my face in time, but really make it look younger looking. Instantly nourishes and hydrates skin with a rich, luxurious texture, improves the appearance of wrinkles for visibly smooth skin. With continued use, skin becomes firmer and more resilient with a lifted, sculpted appearance. I really am absolutely blown away. And you know, it's interesting. I think, you know, after reading the Dior description, how it harnesses the power of this like special rose. Clé de Peau uses rose a lot in its skincare. And whenever I walk out into my garden, what's always in bloom? Roses. They are so hardy. They are able to regenerate in this weather. I used to have roses in New York City. Obviously, they're all different breeds. But I'm like, roses. They seem to be the secret to skincare. So anyway, not to belabor the point, but this is awesome. If it's not too late, ask for this for Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, maybe your birthday, maybe Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, anything you celebrate, I would use it as an excuse to ask for this cream. It is stupendous. It is really, really a game changer. All right, I have to talk about SPF because we're talking about skincare. These are the two SPF products that I have been using nonstop this year. The Clé de Peau UV Protective Cream SPF 50. This is my third tube of this, and it's the last step of my skincare. I put it on, it uses chemical sunscreen, so it has a really smooth texture. It's invisible on the skin. It's like another moisturizer. So I've been using this. I've talked about this a lot, so I'm not gonna go on and on, but that is incredible. And then the Shiseido Clear Sunscreen Stick 50 is what I use after I've put on makeup if I need to like basically reapply SPF. This glides right over makeup beautifully. It is a clear stick, as you can see. It looks like a little mini deodorant. I keep this in my handbag whenever I go out. I feel like if I need to do something really, really quick and I'm feeling lazy, I will literally just swipe this on my cheek that faces my car window. When I'm driving, I'll just do this real quick in the car. I'm like, just in case. So this has been indispensable this year. This I highly recommend. This is a great stocking stuffer too, by the way. But this I highly recommend for anyone out there, men, women alike. This is just a fantastic product because you can just keep reapplying it all day, which is what we need to do, and we never do it. So the Clear Sunscreen Stick from Shiseido. Okay, gosh, I've been talking forever, but just one last thing before we get into the devices. I just want to talk about the U Beauty Plasma Lip Compound. This is so good. It keeps my lips just plump, even when I haven't just freshly applied it. It just has improved the health of my lips. I'll just say that. They're less crackly, they have less crevices and lines, less flaking. They're just happier. My lips are just happier, and I live in an incredibly dry climate. And I remember when I first moved here and my skin and everything was adjusting, I had basically bloody lips. I mean, not to be gross, but they would just crack. They would crack so hard and be so chapped that I always had some sort of, like cut in my lip basically. And this has been wonderful. I'm so happy that they came out with tinted versions. I wear these all the time. They're all over the house now. I use Fawn and Sunset the most. This one is Rose. Yeah, this one is Rose. This one happened to be next to my bed, so I grabbed it. I keep them in my handbag. I have them back in my filming room, as you guys know, by my bed. So this has been really, really wonderful, wonderful. I think that's all. God, it's like, Michelle, shut up. I think that's all I wanted to talk about. I haven't been using oils consistently, every once in a while, but nothing worth mentioning. I haven't been using eye cream consistently, as you guys know. That's like the first thing to drop out of my skincare routine because I'm lazy. It's like I don't need 17 steps in my skincare routine. So that's kind of gone away. But I think I've touched upon all of the skincare that I use the most. So I just want to talk about the 3 devices just very quickly, the 3 devices that I use the most. And I've been using these devices, except for one. I've been using 2 of these devices for a very long time. The first one is the Current Body LED mask. I'm a huge, huge fan of this LED technology. I have the Current Body like lip thing. I have the Current Body like eye mask. If I don't feel like wearing the whole thing, I'll go downstairs and just throw on either the eye mask or the lip thing. The cycles are much shorter. This is a bit more of a commitment. The cycles are 10 minutes long. So what I'll do, I'll put this on, I don't know, either before bed, or I like to do it when I have to do laundry or fold laundry because I'm just standing there. I don't really need to see that clearly because this, it's over your face and there's red light. So what LED light is actually doing, this is what I read somewhere on the interwebs, but what it's doing is it's tricking your skin into thinking it's being damaged, even though it's not. And so it kind of wakes your skin up to heal your skin. And if your skin actually isn't being damaged, yet your skin is healing itself, it's going to make it look a little bit more plump and youthful, and it will help with like fine lines. I just feel like it helps me look more awake. Like my complexion is just more vibrant. Like it brings the vitality back to my complexion. It's like, it just gives my face like new life. So I love the Current Body LED for that. The other device that I use often, which is right here, is my Zip device. So this is the Zip Halo device. This is the guy that has 2 nodes. It sends off micro and nano currents. And what this does is it does a lot of what the LED mask does as well, in terms of like prompting your skin to produce collagen and things like that to kind of wake it up. But I kind of think of this device as kind of like a workout because it's sending those waves through. You can even feel like your muscles like pulsing and things, and it just makes my skin feel a little bit tighter. I feel like my face looks a little bit more sculpted when I use this. It's a really great piece of technology too because it has an app attached to it, and you can pick different like face workouts with this device. So my favorite workout is like the sculpting one, and it really gets like under the jaw because I have kind of like a little bit of flesh here, but it really kind of sculpts the jaw. The 2 nodes like straddle your cheekbones, so it really helps your face look like instantly lifted. And so even the founder, Melanie Simon, the founder of Zip, she likes to use it before she goes out in the evening, things like that. So that's what I like the Zip for. It really gives my face a workout, which is really, really nice. It really just kind of like tightens everything up. And then the last device that I've incorporated into my skincare this year is the Nira device. So the Nira device is a laser device, and it uses the same technology that devices at the dermo's office uses. So it's brought the technology home, which is really nice. So this is the Nira Pro, and then they've actually come out with a device that has like a bigger head, so you'll get a bigger surface area. This uses non-fractional laser technology. So unlike fractional lasers, which often result in redness, scarring, and substantial discomfort with associated recovery time, our patented non-fractional laser technology gently rebuilds collagen without causing any harm or pain to the skin. Now, I really enjoy this device. I think it's done a really good job in terms of like lining up some of these sunspots, which it also does, on top of lessening the effects of fine lines and wrinkles or whatever. But I've noticed the biggest difference in terms of like my spots. Now, they say that it's pain-free. I feel a little bit of a zap when I use this. I don't feel like it's pain-free. I don't know if it's because my under eye skin is very sensitive, but when I start to use this, and I use it on the lowest setting. So there's 5 different settings, and I have it on the lowest one. You see how it's just 1? And when I put it right up against my skin, which is how you're supposed to use it, and you move it and you hit the button, it shoots out the laser. You move it, you hit the button, it shoots out the laser. I feel it. I feel it. It's not like it's stopped me from using it. It's not that painful, but I don't think it's pain-free. I think you'll definitely feel a zap in there. At least I just want to warn you in regards to that. But like I said, I do think it's very effective, but I feel like I've seen the biggest difference with these dots. I haven't used this in the past month, I would say, but I use this very consistently for at least like 4 or 5 months. And I wanted to take like before and after pictures for you, but it was just really hard. I couldn't capture the right light again. It was just really, really difficult. I was like, I just look completely different in these pictures. So anyway, what I will tell you is I noticed the biggest difference in like kind of like lightening up these sunspots. These were dark. These were really, really dark. And they look faded, a little bit faded. So I really appreciate it for this. I need to get back to using this. And actually I have the one with the bigger head. I need to pull that one out, charge it up, and use that one as well. But I really do like this product. And their site has all of the scientific explanation behind the technology and why it works and all of that. So definitely check it out if you're interested. But I think that's it. Oh my gosh, I have been talking for hours. I'm gonna shut up now. That is my most used skincare of 2023. I talked about my current routine, which I really love. The Clé de Peau Inactive, the La Mer Treatment Lotion, the Dior Serum. That is like the trifecta, the golden trifecta. My skin has never looked better. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you in tomorrow's Mishmas video. Bye.